Hello, in this video I will answer the question from your 2.3 homework. The student asked how to answer questions. The student asked this question after the due date, so it's okay to review this question and you might have something similar on your test. So first of all, let's look at this function. It is a piecewise defined function. Two pieces, piece of parabola and piece of linear function. So parabola, pretty much clear what's going on here. We can graph and see what is parabola and how it looks like. So we need to look at this parabola close to x equals 1 and at 1. So when x equals 1, 5 times 1 squared is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So at 1 is 5. And so on, we imagine if it's 2, at 2 it will be 2 squared is 4, 5 times 4 is 20, somewhere high. As you can see, if we had a full parabola 5x squared, it will be parabola which passes through 0 is 0. But our parabola only on this interval from 1 included to positive infinity. So the parabola, the graph will go up. It's not a straight line, it's a curve, which is actually a parabola. But anyways, now this one is a straight line. The function y equals ax minus 7 has y-intercept at -7, so we have somewhere here -7, and the slope is a. And now we want to, so this point will be, because that's in slope-intercept form. So this point will be, I will use different color. And now we need to connect this line for x is less than 1 to this line. It's a straight line, supposed to be. Anyway, so we need to connect. And to find the equation of a straight line which passes through 2 points, and as you see, this point 0, -7, and 1, 5, you need to know the slope, which is a. A is the slope. So how we can find the slope? The formula for the slope, it's a ratio of y2 minus y1, which is we have 5, subtract -7, and in denominator it's x2, 1 minus 0. So we will have 12. So when you complete all these operations. So a, in this case, must be 12. So when a is 12, this straight orange line will pass through the point here, and the point actually will be circle for this. But at the same time, the point is on the curve, so we don't have hole, it's just the hole for the orange line. But in general, it doesn't have a hole because right there at x equals 1 we have the value 5. So that's the graph. Another question was about a function which is a little bit more complex, and we can look at that too right now. So the function is like so, and you probably remember. So what to do in this case? So here we looking at situation around x equals 0. So when x is less than 0, your function is 7 times sine x over x. And when x is greater or equal to 0, again, it's a straight line, a equals a minus 8x. So if in previous case a was in place of the slope, in this case a in the place of the y-intercept, and the slope of this line is -8. I want you to see it. So we have the equation -8x plus a we would need to find that y-intercept. How to do it? Because the top function here, y equals 7 sine x over x, is pretty complicated. So we need to look how this function behaves and what will approach when x approaches 0. So in this case you need to find the limit, because of course this function is undefined at x equals 0 because you get division by 0. But what happens if x approaches 0? And it's a special trigonometric limit. If you see what's going on here, so 7 sine x over x, we take 7 outside and we have limit x approaches infinity 0 sine x over x. And as you remember, it's a special trigonometric limit, so this limit is 1. So we have 7 times 1, this limit is 7. So basically we have a point. If you look at this g of x on the left hand side, because x less than 0, so on the left hand side this graph will approach 7. So 7, but it will not have a value at 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 here. So we need to show that that point will be empty circle, a hole, and the graph will approach here to 7, right? Now for this function we want to have this point 0, 7 on the line y equals negative 8x plus a. So at the same time the point 0, 7 is y-intercept. So and this point must be on this straight line because that's what defines when x equals 0. So it must be 7 for this graph or graph of this function to be continuous. I hope it was helpful. If you have any other questions, feel free to send me them and I will try to answer them. Thank you for your time.